I thought I was fully prepared for my brand shoot until I got the photos back and realized that I had made 5 massive mistakes. So if you have a brand shoot coming up, make sure to stick around because these might just save your shoot and your wallet. Hi, I'm Melanie Gray, and this is In Mel's Mind, where I pull back the curtain on everything I know about running a 6-figure business. So let's break down the 5 biggest mistakes I made during my last brand shoot and how you can avoid them. Number 1, not testing outfits beforehand. I cannot tell you how much this irked me that I didn't do this. So I should have learned, because a few years back I did have another brand shoot with another photographer and I didn't get much guidance from her. So I just kind of threw everything into a suitcase, got to the brand shoot, and everything was wrinkled and there was a ton of outfit choices that I wish I could take back, and nothing really looked great when I got the photos back. I should have learned from that experience, right? This time around, I planned my outfits months in advance and I hung them up on pretty little hangers and I looked at them every day. And about 2 days before my brand shoot, that's another thing you shouldn't do. Don't wait 2 days before a brand shoot to try on your clothes. I decided to try everything on, looked in the mirror. Luckily, nothing was a big mess. My outfits looked great. I thought I looked fantastic in them until I got the photos back and I realized that there was this jumpsuit that I had bought that looked so good. Even my partner was like, that's a date night outfit. That's so great. It's so sexy. Wear it. When I got the photos back, it looked like a pajama. It made me look like I was wearing a pajama with a blazer over top. And all it needed was a belt. All it needed was a belt, but looking in the mirror, I couldn't see that. And all it would have taken was for me to dress up in my outfits and snap some photos with my phone in different lighting. And I would have seen right away, whoo, that needs a belt. And then I would have had the perfect outfit. Now, all of those, I cannot use those photos. I'm not joking. It makes me look like I'm wearing a pajama. So mistake number 1, not testing your outfits with an iPhone. Make sure that you snap images of all of your outfits with a phone. Even if your partner, your husband, your boyfriend tells you that you're looking fine, and even if the mirror tells you you're looking fine, having them in a photo is completely different. The mirror will lie. Do not listen to the mirror. Listen to the photos that you take with your phone. And if those look good, then chances are the photographer is going to make them look even better. Mistake number 2, not planning my shots around my offers. This was such a big one. And even like now, I just feel like hitting myself in the head. Like, what were you thinking? Why didn't you think of these things? Here's what happened. Again, I've never had a big brand shoot before, so I didn't know this. And my photographer was amazing. She sent me an entire package after we did our onboarding call and she got to know me a little bit. She sent me an entire document with all of our shots laid out. So this was not on her. But the thing is that because I had never had a big brand shoot before, my mind was just thinking of images that I could put on my website that made me look inviting and friendly and had my brand aesthetic and my brand vibe, who I am as a person. I'm Melanie Gray. I'm approachable. I'm like your friend online, that kind of thing. And I didn't think beyond that. So things like my offers and my courses that I was planning to put out throughout the year, or even things as simple as me talking into a microphone, didn't land on that list. And for the life of me, I can't believe that I didn't think this through, because in January, I got my photos in December, and in January, I was launching a course called Pocket Content. And there were so many opportunities for me to have some really cute shots. There could have been a ton of things that I did, and I didn't do them. So the solution to this is easy. Look at your content calendar and ask yourself, what offers am I going to be putting out in the next 3-6 months that I can plan for during this shoot, that I can take photos of during the shoot? If you don't have anything planned, or if you don't know what you have planned, and this is just a general shoot, then another mistake that I made was not having enough shots of what I do every day. So talking into a microphone, I could have had more shots. I have a couple shots, but not nearly enough. And this is what I do all the time. I'm constantly teaching. I'm constantly in a mic. Why do I not have more shots of me doing that? And so just think of what you're doing naturally in your business most often. Think about things that will represent the offers that you're putting out there and write everything down. Make a list so that you know what are photos that can represent what you're doing and what you offer, so that it can be a complete matchup, so that you have exactly the photos that you need to share your offers with the world. Mistake number 3, not taking care of myself and my skin and my body way ahead of time. So now looking back, it's crazy that I didn't start taking care of myself, prepping my skin a month ahead of time for this photo shoot. But we're talking like making sure I'm getting my green juice in every day, making sure that I'm eating enough vegetables, making sure that I'm drinking enough water, so that on the day of the shoot, my skin was glowy and dewy instead of what it usually is in the winter, which is dry and flaky. And I started this entire self-care regime 24 hours before my shoot. So I naturally have very dry skin, and in the winter it can get worse. It cracks. It's very difficult to maintain the moisture. But what I've found personally for myself is making sure that I'm drinking enough green juice, making sure that I eat enough vegetables, and making sure that I drink a lot of water. And that has helped me a lot. So taking care of your body from the inside out, because it does show up in photos. And even though your photographer is going to edit your photos, of course, they can't edit everything. Also, if you're having a brand shoot, it's generally going to be between 3 and 6 hours. And that's exhausting. Kudos to the models out there who can keep their energy up, because I definitely couldn't. And so having that high energy is really important to bring it to your shoot. And I can tell you, my shoot lasted 3 hours. And by the 2-hour 45 mark, I was exhausted. So pay attention to how you're caring for yourself before your shoot. It will matter. Number 4, not being more involved in the shots being taken. I was so lucky to have such an amazing photographer. We got to the space and she took over and she rearranged the furniture and she put things in places, and she was amazing. She sat me down where she wanted me. She took the pictures that she wanted to take, and they all turned out beautifully. But because I had never had a full brand shoot before, I let her take the lead. And I know for next time that will not be the case. I will have a shot list of things that I want, that are important to me, shots that I want for myself, for my brand, and I will give that to the photographer and say, you can do whatever you want as long as I get these shots as well. Because what ended up happening was I got a whole bunch of her vision, how she saw my business, and not necessarily how I saw my business. And again, it is not her fault. She's an amazing photographer. She did what she had to do. But us as the client, us as the brand, we have to be able to go into that shoot and say, all right, I like what's happening here. Like, I like these shots that we're taking, but I also want this, because you're paying for it. And when you get those shots back, if you want to feel fantastic about what you got and you really want to feel like you nailed it, you have to know what you want. And that is where I say, make a Pinterest board, have all of the shots that you want, that you love, that other people have, that you think is on brand for you too. Have that in a Pinterest board and hand that Pinterest board off to your photographer and say, you can do whatever you want. We've gone through the intake. You know as much as you can possibly know about my brand as I'm telling you about it. Here's the shot list that I want. Here are the shots that I have to have in order to feel good about this shoot. And when you do that, you're going to get something back that really feels good to you. That is something that I will definitely be more involved in next time. Mistake number 5, choosing a space that did not reflect my brand fully or my business needs fully. My brand shoot wasn't in my home because my home didn't lend itself to a brand shoot. There wasn't a lot of natural light. So instead of trying to make this work when I knew it wasn't going to work, I decided to rent out a space for my brand shoot, something that was going to be really bright, really airy, like lots of room to move around, lots of spaces that we could use. And I chose one that was aesthetically pleasing to me and almost on brand aesthetically, I would say. It had the right colors and everything, and it had the right vibe, but I didn't pay close enough attention to what I actually needed the space to be. What do I mean by that? This is where you guys see me the most. Behind my desk, in my office, with a mic. This is how I do my trainings for my membership. This is how I record my vlogs. This is how I do it. This is where I am. And yet I chose a space without any of this vibe going on. So if you're not having your brand shoot in your own home, for whatever reason, and you choose a space, make sure the space reflects how you operate in your business. And so if I were to do it again, I would make sure that the space fully reflected how I look, like what my environment looks like day to day. And that is it, my friends. If you have a brand shoot coming up, now you know what not to do. These mistakes cost me big, but they don't have to cost you. So let me know in the comments which one surprised you the most, which one you found most helpful, which one you're gonna make sure that you do before you go into your next brand shoot. And if you want me to pull back the curtain on anything else in my business, just drop your ideas and questions below. I'm always happy to share what's working, what's not working, and how you can build your creative business to 6 figures and beyond. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.